Welcome to another explainer. So let me ask you something. What do you actually think happens after your final breath? Today, we're answering that profound question by impartially exploring esoteric philosophy. We're going to map out the detailed, hidden architecture of the universe, focusing specifically on the incredible power of the astral and spiritual planes, and how exactly these realms are inclined to each other.
Take a second. Literally just look at your hands. Look at the room around you. This solid, heavy reality feels like the ultimate truth, right? Well, the source material we're diving into today frames our everyday physical reality completely differently, not as the ultimate truth, but as a severe limitation. It actually suggests that this gravity-bound, dense existence is the most restrictive version of reality.
Which brings us to the ultimate mystery. What happens to human consciousness when it finally leaves that physical body? When esoteric traditions answer this, they don't describe some vague, empty void or a misty cloud. Instead, they map out a highly structured journey through hidden dimensions, moving from the dense world we know into realms of staggering power.
Okay, to really wrap our heads around this, we have to understand the concept of the planes of being. According to these esoteric traditions, the universe isn't just a single physical space. It's a vast spectrum. Think of it like a cosmic radio dial. Just as 98.7 and 101.1 FM exist in the exact same room, broadcasting totally different songs without interfering with one another, there are multiple interpenetrating dimensions vibrating at completely different frequencies.
And you can think of your soul as the ultimate cosmic explorer that needs specific equipment to survive in these different environments. Actually, scratch that. It's more like needing a heavily armored submarine to explore the crushing depths of the ocean, or a pressurized spacesuit to survive in orbit. Your physical body, that's just the heaviest, densest diving suit you own. To experience intense feeling, the soul uses a lighter astral body. And for pure thought, it uses an even subtler causal or mental body. So looking at this, there's a strict logical hierarchy to these realms and the vehicles required to travel them. As you shed the physical shell, the environments demand progressively subtler bodies. You move up from the physical realm of action into the astral realm of emotion with your astral body, then up to the mental plane of pure thought, all the way to the absolute peak, the realms of formless light, which require nothing but pure spirit.
Let's zoom in on that second level, the astral plane. Known in Eastern traditions as Kama Loka, this is the vibrant realm of emotion, desire, and subtle light. According to the texts, it's the immediate destination for our consciousness right after physical death. And the source material, specifically drawing from accounts by figures like Sri Yukteswar, paints an absolutely wild picture of this space. It's described as hundreds of times larger than our physical cosmos. It isn't made of atoms, either. It's made of what they call lifetrons, basically subtle, intelligent energy that acts as the building blocks of light. Because of this, imagine a realm locked in an eternal spring, totally devoid of physical decay, with radiant opal lakes and literally rainbow-colored rivers.
But here is where the true power of the astral plane comes into play. Beings there are not bound by physical laws. Willpower is the literal physics of this plane. If an inhabitant wants to create a crystalline palace, they simply hold that thought, and the lifetronic light instantly bends, shifting from astral gas right into solid form. It's an incredible realm where your desires instantly mold light into reality. But the journey doesn't stop in that luminous world. The astral realm, for all its beauty and power, is still fundamentally a realm of form and desire. Eventually, souls prepare to cross what's called the Great Divide. This means letting go of all emotional attachments to ascend into the totally formless spiritual and causal realms. To enter this new space, the soul has to operate entirely within the causal body. In this framework, your causal body is your highest individual self. It's not made of flesh, and it's not even made of astral light. It's described as a matrix of 35 fundamental ideas. Think of these ideas like the deepest architectural raw code of a software program. It's the originating source of your entire personality, acting like a cosmic hard drive that stores every lifetime, lesson, and thought you've ever had. So the actual mechanics of this spiritual ascent, it's basically a process of continual radical shedding. First, you shed the dense physical shell, what we call death. Then, after your time in the astral realm, there's an astral death where you completely disperse those luminous lifetrons and emotional desires. Finally, what emerges is the soul wrapped only in the causal body, existing purely as spirit and thought. Now, if we compare the power of the astral plane directly with the spiritual realm, you see a massive shift. The astral plane offers incredible power over forms, manipulating lifetronic light and experiencing endlessly enhanced sensory delights. But the spiritual realm, that offers the ultimate power of formlessness. Here, consciousness expands outward into a timeless eternity where you are deeply connected to the very source of reality.
I mean, really think about how staggering that is. In the astral, you mold light. But in the causal and spiritual realms, beings don't need to manipulate energy at all. Their mere perception is manifestation. Whole universes are brought into existence simply by perceiving them. The texts even note that causal beings find astral delights kind of suffocating because they possess the ability to materialize anything in sheer instant thought. Pushing above even the causal mind, the source material describes states of pure, unitive consciousness. There's the Buddhic plane of divine unity and intuition, then the Nirvanic plane, a world of exuberant, blinding light that expresses divine will. And at the absolute peak is the monadic plane, or paranirvana, which esoteric philosophy firmly identifies as our true spiritual origin and ultimate home. And at this peak, the very physics of reality just completely break down. As this beautiful quote says, when you rise above personal consciousness, time ceases to exist because it never truly was. In the physical world, we're bound by time. In the astral, time is flexible. But in these highest spiritual spheres, the walls of space and time completely vanish into a state called eternal duration, where past, present, and future are experienced as one simultaneous reality. Okay, so with all these staggering dimensions of light and formlessness, you've got to be wondering something practical. How exactly are the astral and spiritual planes inclined to each other and to us? Are these higher realms located in some distant galaxy billions of light years away? Well, what's truly mind-bending about these texts is they explain that these realms don't sit stacked on top of each other like a layered cake. They aren't far away at all. They occupy the exact same physical space you are in right now. You are sitting inside the astral and spiritual planes at this very moment. You just don't see the radiant opal lakes because your physical body lacks the biological hardware to tune into those frequencies. This perfectly illustrates how the realms are inclined to one another. It's the law of inclination and interpenetration. Going back to our radio wave analogy, the planes overlap in a single space. Because high-frequency energy effortlessly passes through low-frequency matter, the formless spiritual planes perfectly permeate the denser astral plane. And in turn, the astral plane completely permeates our physical world. It's all happening right here, right now, separated only by vibration. If you look at this entire structure from the top down, it completely flips our normal perspective. The physical universe isn't the stable foundation of reality, it's actually the bottom floor. Remembering that quote about the physical body being a prison, we can see why. The physical world is just the most condensed, frozen expression of spirit. The formless one condenses down into mental ideas, then into astral lifetrons, and then finally crystallizes into the heavy matter we touch every day. So, bringing this all back to you, it's incredibly empowering to realize that the human soul is the ultimate multidimensional vehicle. From the heavy physical world all the way up to the absolute formless spiritual origin, your consciousness has the built-in architecture to experience the totality of these interpenetrating worlds. You are quite literally built to travel the entire spectrum. As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a deeply provocative thought. The texts insist that our true origin and our ultimate home reside in those beautifully free spiritual realms. If that's true, what specific desires, emotions, or heavy baggage are you choosing to carry right now that keep your soul tethered to this physical plane? Thank you for exploring the hidden architecture of the cosmos with me. Keep learning and keep questioning everything.